Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the CHALL, and today Chall chats Grant McCann and DRFC. McCann is back. Super Grant McCann. I just don't think you understand. Border's got the man, cheaper than Zidane. We've got Super Grant McCann. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's been, 4 years since he left, and now he's back. Now I'm going to be going through all the details in this video. I'm going to share with you a bit more about McCann, what to expect, what kind of playing style to expect, what philosophy we expect, the formations that he plays, and also we're also going to talk about Danny Schofield's exit, obviously, because we didn't do a video on that. So we are going to talk about both Danny Schofield's exit and the appointment of Grant McCann within a week of that exit, and share with you my thoughts going into all the stuff in pre-season, all the stuff before pre-season, such as kits, recruitment, obviously pre-season games going into next season, and all the stuff that we're excited about, and also season tickets, because I think season ticket sales are going to go much higher with the news of this appointment. So before we get started, please do like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell to never miss a YouTube video. And for now, guys, let's get straight into this one. We're going to start off with the official statement from the club, and it goes like this. Doncaster Rovers are delighted to confirm the appointment of Grant McCann as manager. Feels like 4 years ago already. The 43-year-old makes his return to the Eco Bar Stadium, having previously guided Rovers into the League One playoffs during the brilliant 2018-19 season. The former Northern Ireland international Grant has taken charge of almost 350 matches over a 7-year career in management, which has included winning the Sky Bet League One title with Hull City, and of course it also includes the playoff semi-final with Rovers at the Valley, just as a little extra there. Chairman David Blunt said, "We are delighted to secure the return of Grant to the club. His previous season here was one of the most thrilling in recent memory, with a breathless brand of attacking, aggressive football that carried us into the brink of a playoff final. In his time away from the club, he's only developed as a manager, and we know we are getting an even stronger version of Grant this time around. This is a very exciting time for the club. With Grant's return and Terry's injection of additional funds, we are looking forward to a competitive season ahead." Now, the expectation after that statement is that Cliff Byrne will return as the assistant manager. Of course, he was the assistant to Grant when he came here first 4 years ago, and 4 or 5 years ago, and Cliff Byrne is expected to be returning as well as the number 2 for Grant McCann. Now, where does this leave Chad Gribble and Paul Green? I personally feel like they are going to be staying at the club. We know they're going to be staying at the club. In capacity, we don't know. But I believe they're going to either become first-team coaches, or I think Gribble's going to drop back down to under-18s, become part of the under-18s coaching setup, managerial setup again, whether that's joint manager with Frank Sinclair, or if Sinclair ever goes and Gribble comes in to replace him, that kind of thing. I think Green could either stay as a first-team coach or could end up going to be a youth coach again at the academy. And to be fair, Gribble and Green did some wonderful work with the academy. Frank Sinclair took over and has done a wonderful job in steering that team, the under-18s, to a decent finish. Overall, I feel like Sinclair, Green, and Gribble will work very well, all three of them together. So if they do drop back down to the under-18s with Sinclair, I wouldn't be surprised, and I think that would be a great decision in my opinion, because I think Chad and Paul, whereas they might not have much first-team experience in terms of assisting a manager or coaching, I do feel like Chad and Paul would definitely learn their trade in the academy again, and with Frank with them as well. Whether they've got Frank or not, I think that the under-18s will be all right anyway. With the first-year scholars that are going to come in the summer, etc., and it's going to be a wonderful time. I think it's going to be a really wonderful time. Now then, obviously, with the appointment of Grant McCann, you're probably wondering, if you haven't seen his style of football before, what we are expecting, or what we could be expecting from this particular appointment. I did take some notes, and this is what you would expect to see from a Grant McCann setup. It's predominantly a 4-3-3, but it can be adaptable to 4-2-3-1 or 3-5-2. I would expect attacking fullbacks, so Maxwell definitely fits the bill. Does Charlie Seaman fit the bill? To an extent, I think he would. Obviously, the loan market's there to use, the transfer market's there to use, so I think there's real potential with that there as well. We were second in League One in that season under McCann in terms of overall passes. So I would expect a forward-thinking passing team. I wouldn't think, I wouldn't expect sort of playing out from the back. I don't think that's McCann's way at all. But I would expect a lot of passing movements. I would expect a lot of team movements and team goals. He won't over-focus on dominating ball possession. You look at the year we had on McCann before. We were 8th in League One for average ball possession, which was just over 50%. It was 52.2%. So we're not really a ball possession team, but we are a decent passing team. But we will forward think 100%. Now, we were ranked first in passes per minute of possession, 12.9 average. We play the ball with purpose. We're known for short, sharp passes. Again, that sort of, we're a passing team, but it's short, it's sharp. Get the name, Billy Sharp? No, we were short, sharp, and, we're known for quick movements. We want to carve our opponents through. We were ranked first for passes in the final third. Per 90 minutes on average, 65.77, and that's in League One. So, we're also known for penetrating balls forward rather than looking to regain and control possession of the ball. We convert turnovers of possession into attacking chances. So that's the things he's known with. In terms of his philosophy, he's got a willingness to play young lads from the academy. We saw that at Hull City. With the likes of Keane Lewis-Potter coming through, Greaves coming through, and with the academy lads we've got coming through at the moment at our place, Bobby Faulkner. I think Kaleo could have a breakthrough year next year. I think Goodman could play when necessary in a pro contract deal, depending which under-18s come through next season as well. With the young development players we've got at the club already in terms of senior younger pros. I think Grant McCann's got a lot to work with there and still a lot to build on as well. We're high tempo, we're high energy, open and expansive, especially in that League One year. He favours attacking football, taking risks. You'll notice in the season that we finished in the playoffs in League One, we conceded a lot of goals. I think it was something like 60 or 62 goals. And so we're not afraid to go out there and concede 2 or 3, but try and outscore 2, 3, 4. So, it's very exciting to watch, and it's going to be extremely interesting to see how it favours in League Two, or traits of that at least. It gives confidence to his goalkeeper and his centre-backs to play with the ball and pass out under pressure. So it's not exactly playing out from the back, but it's giving them the opportunity to really, favour the ball. The ball is their carnival, and they are there to celebrate with it. So, or celebrate it. So, there's complete confidence there. And he does favour a younger side sometimes as well. So, of course, he'll have those experienced heads like your Rowe, your Anderson. He'll bring in more promotion winners, bring in more experience, bring in character. But he will favour younger players as well. And it's good to have that balance of experience and prime while also looking towards the future and having those development players. So overall for me, Grant McCann is definitely going to be the man we've wanted, the man we've been waiting for all this time. So then the next part of the story is the departure of Danny Schofield as manager. Obviously we had the statement about a week ago, a few days ago before this announcement from McCann. That Schofield was being dismissed. I will be completely and utterly honest with you guys, and I've said this on the channel and I've explained my reasoning in a 40-minute video. I was willing to give Danny Schofield the summer. I didn't expect this McCann news until it started to become clear a day or two before the announcement of Grant McCann that it would be McCann coming in to take charge, which I am really excited about, don't get me wrong. I think McCann is the right choice 100%. I think all the fans are getting behind it. It's probably the most positive that the fan base has overall united been for the last 3-4 years. So it really is a game-changing appointment for the club and its fan base. On Schofield though, I before we had any knowledge that McCann was going to take the job or likely to take the job, I would have definitely given Schofield the summer. But it is what it is. We move on. I personally wish Danny Schofield all the best. He's been nothing but a gentleman to me. he takes the time to stop to the fans, and we spoke to James Maxwell, we spoke to a lot of players, and we knew a lot of players were going to back him. The players that were here next year anyway, the players that looked like we could try under Schofield, these were the players that really backed him and wanted him to do well. But ultimately, like I said, it wasn't meant to be, and we move on from that. We move on from Danny Schofield. We move on from what we were going to do under Schofield, and I think it puts a lot of questions on the released and retained list, which of course has been postponed and delayed until the new manager decides who he wants, who he doesn't want, etc. And I believe it's Tuesday that he meets his players, so very interested there. Obviously, the big one was Chall. It looked like he was going to be a permanent signing in the summer, but maybe, as the Free Press reported this past week, it's there's a bit of uncertainty around that now. Is he someone that McCann will want to bring in? I don't know. And it's going to be very, very interesting with all of that to see who he wants, who he doesn't want, and ultimately who he will bring in, both on and off the pitch, to really, bring a side together that's going to compete at the top end of the table next season. So obviously, Schofield's departure is sad for me personally, because I thought he was a nice guy. I thought, he could have had a bright future and have been backed in the summer. And, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens to him next. I do wish him luck where he goes, because I think Danny Schofield and the likes of Grant McCann and that, they do deserve a chance somewhere else, and I wish him nothing but the best. There's been rumours about Coppinger stepping aside from his role. It mentions that Grant McCann is a manager rather than a head coach, so again, will that director of football role remain? I personally would like it to remain, because I want Coppinger and McCann to work together quite nicely, and have that collective sentiment about certain players and recruitment. I wouldn't be surprised either way, but no matter what the decision is, I wouldn't be surprised either way. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Obviously, the fans were very divided for the last 3 years. I think it's fair to say the fans have been very, very divided over the situation of the ownership, the head of football operations, the managerial role. This is the first united front I have seen in about 3-4 years, and I think many other fans can quote that as well. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. I feel like McCann will bring a lot more character, will bring a lot more standards to this club. You only have to look at his first interview today. He didn't come here to be mid-table in League 2. He wouldn't come back unless he was given assurances of what he's got to work with. So, if we had the similar budget that we had under Schofield and McSheffrey and that, McCann would not have come back. He would not have dropped down to League 2 if he didn't believe in the resources he was being given. So that's what we have to say, this is probably the first time the board's actually taken action rather than just words. And I think someone else pointed that on social media today as well. I think the board have finally started to back words with action. And, there's still a long way to go. Does it bring a lot of season ticket holders back? Yes, it does. But I think there's still a bit of a way to go to bring every single fan back. I think there are still fans out there that wants to see what the summer's like, and I kind of fall into that bracket. I want to see what the summer's going to be like. I want to see what the recruitment's going to be like. September the 1st, when the window shuts, we'll have an idea of what we're going to have. I think McCann said in his interview that he would like to see the squad he's got to work with just before pre-season starts. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what the recruitment's going to be like between now and the start of pre-season. Obviously, there are players available. I'm probably going to bring the transfer video forward a bit instead of July. I might bring it forward a month just to give myself an assurance of the specific signings, which means I'm going to have to go back to work to bring in the players onto the list that I think McCann would go for. So it's going to be very, very interesting. The transfer video has gone completely out of the water, and I've got to restart it, at least half of it. So yeah, that's me back at work. But no, overall, in summary, McCann is a fantastic appointment for the club. He's the certified GM, and you can't teach that. he's just a wonderful, wonderful character as a manager. He's not arrogant at all. He doesn't accept failure. He wants to accept succeeding. He wants to accept ambition. He wants to accept promotion, and that is the goal under this manager. He doesn't accept failure, otherwise he wouldn't have come back. So thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, and for now, I'm the CHALL. Ta-ra for now. McCann is back in business.